Hey, it's CT. When I'm not hosting podcasts, come on, I'm in the real world. I mean, everybody has to have a job, right? Well, my job is CS, customer service. Solutions, relationships, generating motivation to keep your team pumped up and connected to every single guest that chooses to come into your store, whether it's for one item or a huge basket. This is C.T.C.S, episode number 16. It's Thanksgiving.
It's 6:49 a.m. I'm walking into my bathroom at home. I gotta be in CS at 8 o'clock on this Thanksgiving day. Oh boy, look at those tired eyes. Working on the holiday has always been a thing that my wife and I have always done, and we did this several years ago as just something that we volunteered to do because a lot of people do not want to work on the holiday. And so we thought, okay, well, we'll help out the different businesses and we'll volunteer our time and we'll just go in and do some hours and stuff like that. But today is one of those days as well where we made sure that when they were making out the layout, the plans, that we were going to be on that list. And so looking forward to 2 o'clock when those doors are closed. And I guess our goal is that we're going to be home together for Thanksgiving around 2:30, 3 o'clock, and we're going to watch the Beatles on Disney Plus, and they've got that thing called Get Back. So, looking forward to getting back home. Just pulling into the parking lot of the store. It's 7:36 in the morning. There's a few cars here for Thanksgiving. The roads were absolutely bare. Put on your game face, buddy. You're in CES. Put on your game face. I don't have to really be in there until 8 o'clock, so I'll do what... I always say this is what my dad would do. I just jump on and read the headlines. So, smartphones these days are pretty much the new newspaper. But, there's some people here this early in the morning. I mean, we open at 6 and everything like that, but, yeah. Well, you don't see that every day. First thing, I come in and... big basket of food, $283. And we don't take Apple Pay. We don't take Apple Pay. And so we're trying to come up with a solution because she just doesn't have a card or anything like that. And a woman from another lane comes over and says, Happy Thanksgiving. And she put her... I'm going to cry. She put her credit card in there and then she says, Happy Thanksgiving. And she paid for the woman. Well, that's how you kick off Thanksgiving. People are grateful right off the bat. 5 minutes before 9 o'clock in the morning, the turkey people are coming in. People buying Thanksgiving stuff and, some normals, regulars and stuff like that. But there are a lot of out-of-towners. Coming in. Which one now?
The bacon pans?
Yes, come on, I'll show you exactly where they are. A very nice couple from out of town, from Wilmington, came into the store, and they go, we are really doing a private investigation. And in that private investigation, what they're doing is somebody had egged their parents' house last night, and about maybe 200 feet from the house was an empty egg carton, and they literally asked us, can we use our surveillance, our cameras, to see who purchased those eggs, and then went over to egg the house. And we kind of looked at them, and they laughed, we laughed, and it's like, we have no records of how many thousands of people probably bought eggs yesterday. We're so sorry. Busy Thanksgiving day. We knew it would be, but the attitude is it's a winning attitude. It's hey, look, we're with you all the time. You're a family, and thank you so much for choosing to be with us here at the store today. We're family, and we get to be together. Maybe it's because I've never really done a morning shift in CS, but today I've taken note of the number of people who are complaining about the cost of a newspaper, which is $6.42. And it's people look at you and I go, hey, I remember when it was $1.50, and they come back and say, I know, I remember when it was a dime, but yeah, $6.42 for a newspaper. I just go to Google. There's been a rash of what they call smash and grabs around the country, Nordstrom's and all these different big stores and stuff like that. I can't help but wonder why it hasn't happened at a grocery store yet, because smash and grabs, I mean, you got people anywhere between 15 people to 80 people at one time that come into the store, and they just basically grab as much as they can, as quickly as they can, and you can't stop them, because, I mean, your employees, what do we got, maybe 6 or 7 people in there? So if 80 people were to come in, but yeah, it has me a little bit worried, has me on alert to watch large groups of people as they come into the store. The general vibe of everybody is pretty cool. The team is really, stoked and stuff like that. Motivation is one of those things that you like to share with your team players and stuff like that. But you also want to motivate your guests that are coming in. They feel guilty that we're working on Thanksgiving. They do. They say, man, I'm so sorry. I just forgot a few things. I mean, I look at them and I go, no, everything's fine. You don't have to feel guilty. So the way that you kind of, stoke them into a conversation is you talk about the binge watching. And you got to binge. What are you binge watching? What's the latest movie? And my conversations today have been based on the new binge watch with Kevin Hart and Wesley Snipes, which is called The Truth. And then I'm talking about the Beatles with Get Back, which is brand new today on Disney Plus. So and then they'll start talking with you and everything like that. But they're kind of embarrassed because they feel like that they're invading our lives. And it's like, no, we see you all year. No, we want to be with you on Thanksgiving. We just made the 1-hour announcement that we will be closing in 1 hour at 2 o'clock. And, guests they're coming in. They did that last year as well. So it's not a shock to me and stuff like that. But, I mean, they're on a mission now, because now there is a time limit on what is going on. And so they're coming in. And the thing is, they're buying big loads of groceries. And it's like, where have you been? And I got to quit asking that question, because when I do that, I think that shows a lack of empathy. Quit asking people, where have you been? Because they have a life too. And I've got to remember that. And so come on in. Let's celebrate Thanksgiving. It's after 2 p.m. and people are still trying to get in, and people are taking their time to get out. And we got to stay positive, but at the same time, we want to get home to be with our family members too. I just had a gentleman just say, he says, I drove 7 hours, man. The least you guys could do is stay open at least another 25, 30 minutes for me. Okay, that's cool. And it's in the history books. My second year in CS during Thanksgiving. And once again, this is the first jewel of the Triple Crown when it comes to holiday seasons. It's the typical, 5 minutes past 2 o'clock. I just need to get one thing. And you have the compassion. You'll sneak them in, hoping to God that somebody else on your team doesn't see you do it. And then they go in and they don't need one thing. They come out there with 10, 11 things. And it's the same place in all retail. I mean, I think the freakiest thing that happened today, and I saved this for last because I didn't want to gross anybody out along the way on this particular episode of C.T.C.S., and that is that probably around 12:45, maybe 1 o'clock, I happened to make my rounds around the store, and right there at the men's bathroom, there was a condom on the floor. And you just sit there and you go, really? In broad daylight? Really? Wait, is that really what it is? Wow.